Yo, how's it going, guys? Back with another update. We are on day 3 of the build. Um, Made a tiny bit of upgrades. It was a pretty uneventful day. I spent a lot of time doing inverse image farming in Profound, which was averaging like 200 FE an hour. So I didn't really have much time to make plenty of upgrades, so uh today I'm just gonna walk through the upgrades I made, as well as let me check my DPS real quick. It takes a bit of time to ramp. It's like around, it should be around like 1.7, like 1.8 when it like fully ramps up. So let's say like 1.8 T-ish. And you'll notice I'm running the Warcry setup. I've also picked up the Ice Drinker's Cage. This gives you extreme coldness, which lets you swap off the profit tree. And speaking of profit tree, um, what I basically worked on upgrading today was my slates. So the biggest thing was crafting a profit slate with all the required talents so that you no longer need to spec into the profit tree. So you get Cold Infiltration, you get Focus Blessing stacks, you get Inflict Frostbite, and also Convert Fizz to Code, which is the most important talents. Um, I will link a timestamp in the description of my Twitch stream where I went and crafted this slate. Uh, this slate took me around 3k FE to craft, which is definitely on the unlucky side. Um, but basically, this is like the kind of slate you want to craft when you do plan on going Ice Drinkers and swapping off Profit Tree. So when I swapped off Profit Tree, I moved my Ranger tree over to my third selection. And then I respect over to God of Might with the Brave, because we want War Cries, and you want +4 min to War Cry effect, as well as eventually, when we get an inverse image, we will swap over to running Formless. But for now, we are taking the static talent, because we can only get up to +11 stacks of War Cry. With Formless, you can get up to +16, so this is kind of wasted to use at the moment. And speaking of Warcries, you want to pick up a +4 min number of enemies affected by Warcry. I picked it up with a +5 to max frostbite rating to help me reach the 100 frostbite cap after swapping off profit. And also I crafted another max frostbite rating on my second ring, just to make sure that I'm freezing enemies. And the other slates are energy shield cannot be interrupted for 1.7 seconds after starting. This is very important for our survivability because we run Ghost Waters, and because this gives us 1.7 seconds of uninterrupted energy shield charge, and we pair it with this talent, which gives us immediately start charging energy shield on attack crit, interval of 2 seconds. Basically, we only have a 0.3 second downtime where we aren't recharging our energy shield, as long as we're critting, right? So this definitely helps with survivability, running Ghost Waters. And we have an extra defensive layer, running the Resurrection Warcry. It applies Weaken, as well as giving us minus additional damage taken for each stack of the Warcry. When you do swap over to Warcry setup, you do want a Warcry pet. It could be the legendary or the lower ranked ones. If you do not have a Warcry pet, that is fine. What you will need to do is go into the God of Might and pick up Warcry cooldown recovery speed. The most important thing is having 100% uptime on your Warcries, as well as also I went and crafted Warcry effect on shield to scale these Warcries up as well. So basically, I gained a little bit of damage and my survivability went up a tiny bit more. And as far as other upgrades goes, I went and picked up a corroded version of the Bodhi Girdle with near 5% additional. It was very cheap. It was like 150 FE for what was that? Like around like 10% additional damage on the belt. Um, so yeah, pretty pretty uneventful day for me. I should have made a lot more upgrades, but I was stuck doing inverse image farming because I keep baiting myself into it. Highly do not recommend doing it if you value your time and money. But I do have the code for it. It's a profound only farm strat, and I would probably not do it without C6 pets, so you have a chance to like 3x dupe like any inverse image or sell river drops. Um, but yeah, plans for tomorrow are probably going to be testing out Carjack and Profound. Um, and then in terms of upgrades, I'm going to be looking at the Kismets. So Ascetic Kismet, double damage chance, very good. This gives you up to 19% double damage chance for your finishers. And you can stack them as well. It's a pretty good early source of double damage. And also Peerless is the other big one for combo finishers. Um, Basically, the way it works is that every time you do a combo finisher, your next attack, instead of being a combo starter, it'll be a combo finisher again. So it does make a pretty huge difference in our damage. So I will be trying to prioritize that. Also, I did T0 my flat fizz as well as my gear attack speed. Since they are normal affixes, basic affixes, they're pretty cheap to T0. All you need is a sacred fossil and a tiny bit of ember and FE. As for other upgrades, I will probably consider doing the Vorax craft. It might be for boots or ring. I will be Vorax crafting the Dawnbreak. The very important part of Dawnbreak when you Vorax craft is trying to grab the Have Fervor line so that you can swap off the opening heart helmet, and also the additional damage per fervor rating is extremely good with unmatched valor. So that will also be a upgrade that I'll be looking forward to doing tomorrow, potentially. As for other farm stuff, I was testing out a bunch of Resident Eye snowpaper with the current economy. What I found out was if Resident Eyes are above 7 FE for the purple compass, and they're selling for like 0.9 FE each, it is not worth your time running Eterna Eyes. Or not Eterna Eyes, sorry, Resident Eyes. But I did do some snowpaper farming with the purple compass. It was at 3 FE when I tested it, and the paper fragments were selling for like 40 to 55 FE per stack. And that was definitely worth running. So if you're say in like time mark 8 and you're looking for like a free to play strat, I would highly recommend doing Snow Paper with Black Sail, boss rushing. And if you are in Profound, you can spec into these resonance nodes and also the deep space resonance nodes. Uh, Make sure when you do this that you are in Profound. Uh, because yeah, you want to be in Profound at time. See, in Netherrealm stages at Profound, time mark 8 or higher, right? And let me check the current prices for those. Currently they're at 2.5. Earlier this day they were at 4. They might go up again or it might go down depending on the amount of people running Deep Space. I believe tomorrow more people will be running Deep Space, so this will be worth a bit more FE. Just keep track of this number to see whether or not it's worth running. I would say at 2.5 right now, it's a kind of on the iffy side. At 4 to 6 FE each, they were definitely worth doing. And also, another thing I wanted to point out. Hold on, let me go to the dummy real quick. This was a pretty important thing. I got my crit strike rating to near 100%. In order to accomplish that, I bought a bunch of micro and medium crit rating micro fates and medium fates. They go for around 20 to 40 FE when I purchased them, depending on if it was a micro or medium. And my crit rate went up around like 20%. And it is very important we get close to 100% crit rating as possible so that we can proc our Heart of Animita as well as our belt. If you're not critting, you're doing way less damage, and that is not good for your DPS. So this definitely makes a huge difference. I've had some viewers mention they upgraded to the Heart of Animita and their DPS barely went up. And the reason why is because they don't have enough crit rating. So make sure you get your crit as close to 100 as you can. Lots of damage there being lost. And I think that about wraps up my day 3 update. Day 4, I will maybe get baited again to inverse prism farming. So we'll see. We'll see, bros. Yeah. Alright, well, thanks again to everyone for checking out my build, following it. If you have any questions, feel free to hop in chat on stream. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. And I'll try to answer questions as well on Discord and YouTube comments. It's just a tiny bit hard to keep up with all the questions on every platform when I'm streaming for most of the day. But yeah, that's about it. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys later for the next update. Peace out.